Søgaards Bryghus in another on the road vlog. We're here with the Headbrewer Brian Davis.
Hello.
And we've met a couple of times actually at the local pub, The Wharf. We also met at the beer festival, and he's going to give us a little quick tour here of the brewery, which is actually in here. It's actually isn't it a brew pub, basically, or a brewery with restaurant?
I would say the restaurant and brewery are basically two entities attached to each other. You could call it a brew pub, but it is a full production brewery. So
Okay, well
you could call it either one, really.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's start off. How did you actually get employed here?
Well, in 2010, I went to the World Brewing Academy, which took me through the Siebel Institute in Chicago, and the Dumas Academy in Munich, Germany. After that, I spent a while, looking for work in the brewing industry, and I found this job through a friend of mine, Ryan Witter at Headbrewer Bryghus. He knew I was looking for work, and he knew Klaus Søgaard, the owner here, was looking for a new brewer. So Ryan got us in touch with one another, and it snowballed from there, and I ended up here.
Ah, cool. And you're brewing together now with what's he call his?
Marco.
Marco.
Marco's arriving this weekend, so he's not here yet.
Okay, he will be arriving.
But I have met him before, and I think he'll be a good addition to the brewery.
Nice. Then just before we go into the brewery, a little question: how did you actually start getting into brewing now? How did you find out that you wanted to be a head brewer or a brewer?
Well, I got into beer from a very young age. My dad actually introduced me to stuff like Newcastle Brown Ale and Guinness, but it was during college that I really discovered that I really have a passion for good beer. A couple years after that, I started getting into home brewing as a hobby while I was still doing legal work, while I was still doing IT work. But I lost a job in the litigation support industry and was like, maybe this is an opportunity to try and go somewhere different with my life. And I decided, why not give brewing a shot? So I signed up for the Siebel Institute, and it just kept rolling from there.
Cool. Now you've ended up in Denmark, out of all places. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I would not have guessed that it would take me here, but I'm going with it, of course.
Yeah, of course. And I know you've got a couple of projects coming up.
Yeah, we have some interesting stuff coming up, some interesting stuff in process. We've finally begun our barrel program, so we have some freshly filled barrels over on the other side.
Oh, nice. Well, should we go in and have a look?
Absolutely. Alright, so what we have here, where the process all begins, is this Forest Classic Schultz 1,000 liter brew house. This is the kettle and mash tun, and that's the lauterton there. So we start out by, we have a mill in a separate room over there, middle of the silo. So grain gets crushed, transported over here, combined with the hot water to do the mash. Gets pumped over into the lauterton here to draw off the wort, which is put back over the kettle where we boil it with the hops. And this bottom vessel here is a whirlpool, so after we're done to boil, shoots into the whirlpool to precipitate all the hop junk and proteins and other great material out. After which it passes through the plate frame chiller here, and then it gets aerated and gets put into one of the fermenters here. What we have here, these are our 4 1,000 liter fermenters, the classic cylinder Chronicles. And we have 4 1,000 liter bright beer tanks to go along with them. But what we also have over this way, more stuff over there like the keg cleaner and some other machinery. What we have down here, which comprises most of our fermentation capacity, are 2,000 liter fermenters. So to fill one of these suckers, we have to do 2 brews in a row. And this is what we do for most of our fermentations, is we're production level. Of course, we have 11 of these and 4 of the 1,000 liter batches, so we can do it fair. We have some room for experimental stuff, but we have plenty of room for our production material as well.
How much capacity do you have, total?
Total?
For fermenting capacity.
For fermenters, we have 11 of these, so 10,000. We have 26,000 liters of fermentation capacity, as well as 8,000 liters right beer tank capacity. So total we have 34,000 liters of beer maximum in process.
That's quite a lot actually for a very small brewery.
Yeah.
Especially considering that you brew for so many other breweries.
Yeah, I mean, we have a couple of row beers right now. We have the Sauvignon Blanc and the IPA, but we also have Black Rooster, Optimizer, and Stout in some of those tanks. We have beer here, Ama Stouts in this tank, and a couple other beer here brewed on the other side. And even some Lickin' beers on the other side.
Oh yeah, you also brew Lickin' beers now.
Yeah, we do a pretty large amount of contract brewing, as a matter of fact.
So how many contracts you have? How many kinds of breweries do you have?
I would say at least 6 or 7. There are probably a couple other accounts that we have that we just don't do very often. I don't have a brewer for yet. Yeah.
So you could say you're a head brewer of 7 breweries, like
You could possibly say that, or at least
or at least you're the one who does the brewing.
Yeah. The other guys, can come with good recipes. They do a lot of good sales and such, but comes to doing the brewing, that's up to me.
Awesome.
And if you want to take a look over here, speaking of the serving tanks, these are serving tanks which go to the taps upstairs and in the event room over there as well. So we have pipelines going directly from these to the taps upstairs. These are each 1,000 liters, and we have a couple of these full at any one time. So right now, this one's full of Madam Weizen. We have one full of Jungfrau, one full of Fat Cat, and one full of Falsterbräu right now. The nice thing about these tanks is that they're actually very, very good at precipitating out yeast and such. So they clarify beer like nobody's business.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So you get a clear, clean-looking beer up at the brew house itself. That's pretty nice.
Well, the only thing is sometimes with Madam Weizen, it'll occasionally get a little bit too clear, but I'm working on, getting that taken care of. Building here, of course, we have the fermenters and we have more fermenters and the bottling line. So, and yes, it's in the same building as or other storage stuff, so it's a little bit cramped in here. Pardon me. So over here we have the rest of our 2,000 liter fermenters. We have our 2 2,000 liter bright beer tanks, and we have our pasteurizer unit, which we use for any bottling and kegging that we do. I have this hooked up and running here because sometime later I'm going to be kegging a little bit of beer here, Lupulus, out of this tank here.
Oh, that's the American Pale Ale, right?
Yeah, dry hop with a whole lot of Simcoe.
Nice.
Cool.
But
Yeah.
Those
are your babies.
Yep, these are where Castlewood Old Ale is living now. So, these have just been filled the other day, and the old ale is going to sit in these barrels for a couple of months, and we're going to see how it turns out.
Oh, so that's the one you bring, that old ale.
Yes.
Cool. And that's the Pinot Noir barrels, right?
Yeah, Pinot Noir barrels from South Africa.
Oh, awesome. That's going to be interesting. How long it's going to age on the barrels there?
I would say 2 or 3 months, enough time to get some good barrel character in there.
Yeah, vinous flavors from the...
Yeah. I want a little bit of wine character. I wanted to get more of the oaky and vanilla flavors as well.
Cool.
And sorry, it's always a little bit crowded in here. There's always panics, always deliveries going out, a whole lot of stuff. This is Sir John, our handyman. Yeah, it's a bottling line. This is a 16-head Cronus filler. So we start from the pasteurizer and buffer tank over here. Goes into the filler over there. The robot takes bottles, depalletizes them from over there. Bottles go through the system here, and then through the labeler right there. Then we have an automatic box packer and labeler over there. Goes back down here, and the robot palletizes all those boxes as well. So we have a pretty nicely automated setup here when it works properly.
Have you had problems with it?
Yeah, we've had getting the robot can be a little bit fussy sometimes.
So what's in the barrels over there?
That is beer here, Husman. They're Belgian strong ale.
Oh, they're aging Belgian strong ale.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. Is that also Pinot Noir?
Yeah, those are the same kind of barrels.
Ah, cool.
So it sure turned out pretty interesting.
Yeah, especially because you haven't done much barrel aging at Søgaards before.
No.
They did the Hoppets scope. They made with the Danish beer enthusiasts. I remember they made one on whiskey barrels or something like that. I think that's like one of the only barrel aging processes they've had at this point.
Well, we're starting an entirely new one right now, so I'm looking forward to how the beer turns out.
Well, all right. Thanks very much for the short little tour.
No problem.
Brian,
I enjoyed it.
we'll be looking forward to be reviewing probably the Pinot Noir, Castlewood Old Ale?
Castlewood Old Ale, yes.
In like the future, in a couple of months. See how that
I'm
turns
hoping
out.
that's going to be ready for late fall, which I think
Will be awesome timing for an Old Ale.
yeah, that's how I designed it.
So yeah, cheers guys, and we'll see you in another beer review or on the road vlog.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you here sometime.